You are listening to the Marketing Funnel Show, episode number 44. If you've ever said that marketing is hard or confusing or it's just not in your wheelhouse, you are not alone. And today we're kicking off a 4-part series to simplify marketing and to help you see that yes, you can market your business once you get your arms around a few key marketing building blocks. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Marketing Funnel Show. I'm your host, Michelle Evans, and this is the podcast for coaches, experts, and online business owners to learn how to go from simply surviving to sold out using the power of marketing funnels. All right, let's jump into today's show. Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Marketing Funnel Show. I'm so glad that you're here today. All right, I just want to say thank you so much to all of you who have jumped into iTunes, to Google Play, to wherever, and given a rating and review for this show. And also, a number of you have started sharing this show with your friends, your peers, and on social media, and tagging me and just spreading the word. And I really want to say thank you. I truly appreciate you spreading this message to others and sharing this show with others. It is so awesome to see. So let me ask you a quick question. As an online business owner, do you feel like marketing is overwhelming, it's frustrating, and it's just not in your wheelhouse? If you said yes, you are like so many people out there. And today I want to break this down for you and to start a series on simplifying marketing for you, because I gotta be honest with you, even though I studied marketing in college, even though I have done marketing professionally for more than 20 years now, when I got into my business, and for probably like the first 3.5 years, I really struggled with this as well. So, you are not alone, and I'm not saying that I'm any better. I've just figured it out for myself, and simplifying it is so important, because I have to tell you, I did graduate from college with a marketing degree back in 1996, which is like ancient history, right? And things have changed so drastically since then. I mean, some of the stuff that we were studying is so outdated now. It's almost funny. But you know what? One thing has stayed the same. We are still, you and I, my friend, we are still marketing our products, our programs, and our services to human beings. And how the human brain makes decisions, that hasn't really changed. Even though we've added tons of technology and lots more ways to get in front of people, and marketing is a lot more accessible to those of us who have our own business, but it's also kind of overwhelming and confusing. So there's goods and bads to everything that's happened, but we're still talking to people. And so we're going to simplify and go back to the basics, because the basics are really where marketing gets fun and marketing feels doable and marketing isn't confusing and overwhelming. All right. So as I said, these days, you know that you can choose from roughly a bajillion different ways to get in front of your audience, right? I mean, back in the day, you had radio, you had newspaper, you had TV, and you had direct mail. Like that's kind of, and maybe events if you felt like you were going to put on events. That was kind of it back when I graduated from college. And now we have video and social media, and there's just like so many ways for us to get in front of our people. And it's really great, but because of all those choices and because of, everything being really accessible, it can also be really overwhelming. And so questions pop up like, where should I be? Where is my audience? And how the heck can I manage to stay on top of all this stuff and, I don't know, still actually do work? Like, still actually impact my audience? Maybe do some, coaching or consulting or speaking or whatever it is that you do. In fact, in the past month, I've seen more than 30 different people in various Facebook communities I'm a part of who've asked some form of this question. Hey guys, should I start a Facebook group? Hey guys, should I close my Facebook group? People just aren't engaging. Hey guys, should I do Facebook ads? Hey everyone, should I be doing YouTube videos? Hey, what do you think? Should I be starting a podcast? Hey guys, I've heard a lot about Instagram. Do you think I should be on Instagram doing Instagram lives? And more. I mean, if you're a part of any communities on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or anywhere else, you've probably seen these kinds of questions popping up as well. And they're good questions, and they come from a good place. People want to know, like, what should I be doing to find success? That's what they're really asking. Where should I focus my efforts? Because there's too many choices and I don't know what to do. And I've got to tell you, if you have any of those questions running around in your head, today this episode is for you, because my answer will always come down to these 4 key things. And again, remember, in this series, we're getting back to basics. And the number one thing when somebody asks me something like that, like, should I start a Facebook group? Should I close my group? Should I do a podcast? Should I do videos? Any of those questions, right? My answer always comes down to these four things. Number 1, how do you feel like you show up best? Okay, you may be thinking, but Michelle, I asked you about marketing tactics. Why are you asking me about me? Here's the deal. It may seem counterintuitive to start with you. After all, you're trying to figure out how to attract new people into your business, right? But here's the really honest to goodness truth. If you try to force yourself to be someone that you are not, marketing will feel hard, you'll resist it, it'll be overwhelming, and you'll feel like you're failing at it all the time. And it's not that you're failing, it's that you're trying to be somebody that you're not. Look, I know this because when I joined that mastermind back in 2015, that was $30,000. Part of the reason I joined is that the person who led it was a multi-7-figure-a-year business coach. And she was so successful, and I just wanted to be like her in terms of the success and the movement and the momentum. But here's the problem. We are like polar opposites in terms of our personality, in terms of how we engage with people, in terms of how we wanted to build a business. Like, we're really opposite. And so when she was trying to make me into like a little clone of hers, and I was out there, guys, I went to over 50 events. I added a couple thousand people to my email list that I met at those events, that I physically like shook their hands, got their card, whatever. I had over 1,000 sales calls with those people that I met, and I didn't make one single sale. Now, it's not because I wasn't hustling my buns off. It's not because I wasn't working really, really hard. It's because I wasn't being me. I was trying to be her, and that just doesn't work. And so I always start with this. How do you show up best? Because marketing does not need to look a certain way. Marketing does not have to follow some script or formula. Yes, there are things that work, and there are things that you need to learn for sure. But what you have to do, what marketing does need to be, is in line, first and foremost, with your natural skills, your natural talents, your natural abilities. And I always ask, how do you show up best? Do you show up best live and in person? Do you feed off of an audience? Are you a speaker, or do you love going to networking events? Awesome. Do that. And then figure out how to make that work for you. Do you love to share your message, maybe behind the scenes kind of, like podcasting or guest podcasting? Or do you love to write and do blogging or guest blogging? Fabulous. There's success to be found in all of this. Do you love doing video? Do you love, producing something that people watch and consume for, weeks, months, and years to come? Fabulous. Do you love creating kick butt communities on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or even in person? That's amazing. Do it. You've got to start with you and your natural abilities before you dive into specific tactics. And if you're not sure about this for yourself, if you're looking at yourself and going, I actually don't know how I show up best or what my natural talents and abilities are, one of my very favorite resources ever that I use extensively with myself, with my one-on-one clients, and with my students is Sally Hogshead's How to Fascinate quiz. If you haven't taken this quiz, I highly, highly encourage you to take it. It is so good. I actually have both of Sally's ginormous books as well, and I'm constantly referring to it as I'm working with clients or students and saying, okay, this is how you show up best. This is what makes you fascinating. This is what people can't get enough of from you. And it is really important to know this about yourself, because when you can sort of relax back into who you actually are, everything about marketing feels much better, because you can go, that doesn't really match up with how I show up best. That's a no for me. But, this really feels good. This feels natural. Yeah, maybe I have a few things I need to learn, but the underlying current is confidence, is leaning in, is saying, yes, this feels good. So again, if you've never taken this quiz, I'm going to link to it in today's show notes. I'm not even an affiliate. I just love this work and I find so much value in it that I want to spread the message and get it to you as well. And so you can find that at today's show notes at themarketingfunnelshow.com/44 in your app where you're listening to this, or you can just go straight to howtofascinate.com and take the quiz. Once you take it, Sally will give you your results and will tell you how you show up best and what attracts your audience based on your own natural skills and abilities. I can't even underline how valuable and powerful this quiz is. And again, I recommend it to everyone. I love it. I use it myself. I have for years. I use it with my clients and I use it with my students, and I really encourage you to get it as well. Even if you feel like you have a good handle on your skills and abilities, this quiz just kind of dives into your psyche at a whole different level. So I'll stop selling it now. So let's move on to number 2. So again, if you're wondering what kind of marketing should I be doing? First, I'm going to ask you about how you show up best. The second thing I'm going to do is, what is your growth goal, my friend? And what are you selling? Look, if you're selling something that is $49 and you want to make $10,000 a month, you are going to need to hustle your buns to sell 205 of your $49 products a month to reach your goal. It's totally reachable. It's absolutely doable. And it means that you need to get in front of a lot of people consistently. And your marketing, your message, and your approach will be vastly different than someone else who's selling a $5,000 program and they only need to sell 2 a month. Can you see how that would be really, really different? So my question for you is, what is your goal? How many of your offer do you need to sell a month to reach your goal? And $10,000 might not be your goal. It might be $2,000. It might be, $50,000. I don't know. I'm not making any judgments on goals. Make whatever goal you want, but then do the math. How many of your thing do you need to sell to reach that goal? And then, just back into it. If you need to sell 2 programs, you probably only need to talk to maybe 5, 7, 10 people to sell those programs, if you're really clear on what it is. And I'll get to that in a minute. And so you can spend time cultivating the right 7 to 10 people to talk to each month. You can really, immerse yourself in giving value and in connections and in cultivating relationships. That's a really different sales process than if you need to sell 205 $49 offers a month. Then you need to get your behind in front of as many people as you can and spread your message far and wide. And here's the deal. No matter what your offer is priced at, no matter what your monthly goal is, it's incredibly empowering to know your numbers and to know what you need to hit those income goals and to give yourself the ability to focus your effort and your energy in the right areas to attract the right people and to engage them and cultivate them and, whatever you need to do. And I just really encourage you to stop for a minute and just, write it down on a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be fancy. If you say, all right, my thing that I'm selling is, I don't know, $500. I need to sell this many to reach my monthly goal. And then, just kind of back into your numbers from there. How many people do you need to get in front of each month? How many calls or webinar attendees or event attendees or sales page views do you need? It can be really simple. You don't have to make it complicated, but you do need to know your numbers. Okay, the third thing that I would say if you were asking me what you should do for your marketing is, where's your audience hanging out? And more importantly, how can you take your natural skills, your natural talents, your natural abilities to get in front of that audience in a way that feels good to you? Again, you might have to learn a new skill or two, but you're not having to fundamentally change who you are. I'm so against fundamentally changing who you are because it's not sustainable and it won't work. But you do need to know where your audience is hanging out and how you can get in front of them using your natural skills and abilities, right? So if you love to write, but maybe you're not pro at blogging yet, maybe you take a blogging course and then you use that natural ability to spread your message. If you love to talk, you might want to take a look at podcasting or speaking or networking or whatever. If you love to be on video again, you might want to just take a look at how you could do that. Is it Facebook Lives? Is it Instagram Lives? Is it doing videos for YouTube? Is it, what is it? However you want to serve your audience is great. You just need to make sure that you know where they're hanging out and how to get in front of them. Okay, the last thing that I would ask you as you're thinking about what your marketing should be is, number 4, what's the problem that you're solving for this audience? This is so critical. The first 3 things that we talked about is more background information that you need to know to, narrow down where you're going to spend your time and effort. But number 4, this is when we're starting to get to the marketing fundamentals. Marketing fundamentals always start with what's the problem that you're solving. People will always buy something that solves a problem for them, a specific problem for them. And I gotta tell you, marketing will be super overwhelming and super confusing and insanely frustrating when you are generic. I know because I've been there. Again, the first 3.5 years of my business or so, I was generic and I just was afraid to whittle myself down and to be too specific. And I felt like if I got so specific, I'm going to miss out on opportunities. People are going to go, oh, she only does this, when actually I could do, 85 things. And so I was really broad and general and generic. And guess what? Not a lot of people wanted to work with me because it was not clear how I would help them. I didn't have a process, a system, a thing that I got behind. And also, it was really hard for me to write blog posts, to do podcasts, and to pitch myself as a guest for other people because I was a Jack or maybe Jill of all marketing trades, and nobody was really that interested. It was too hard for people who didn't know me and, hadn't worked with me before to understand what value I could bring to them. What could they learn from me? What, specific problem am I helping them solve? And when I got specific in my focus area and my ability to help clients go from problem to after the problem to having it solved, everything changed. Absolutely everything. This is really important. Again, you've got to know the problem that you're solving for your people, and it's backed by a ton of studies out there too. A recent one that I saw was from Propeller CRM, and they did a study that found 70% of online customers bought a product, a program, or a service to solve a specific problem. And 82% of online buyers consumed 5 or more pieces of content before buying. Why? Well, they were trying to figure out, do you understand me? Do you understand my situation? Do you know how to solve my problem? And honestly, that's where a marketing funnel really comes in, because when you know the problem your audience is struggling with, when you know the problem that's waking them up at night, when you know the problem that they dread facing every single day, when you know the problem that, is that they really want, that they're motivated to solve, then it is so much easier to create content that's specific to that problem, and then to take your audience on a journey from problem to no problem. But we'll get into that aspect on next week's episode, because it's a whole nother episode to itself. Okay, so just to recap what we talked about today, if you've ever wondered, what should I be doing to actually market and grow and be successful in my business? Here are the 4 questions I ask you. Number 1, how do you feel like you show up best? And again, if you don't feel like you are super clear and confident on that answer, go take the How to Fascinate quiz. It is so insightful. Number 2, what's your growth goal? How much is your thing that you're selling? And what is your income goal? And how many do you need to sell a month? Once you know that number, it helps you really know, do I need to go broad and get in front of tons of people? Or do I need to go narrow and really engage people? Number 3, where's your audience hanging out? Know where they are, because if you go to where they already are, it's a whole heck of a lot easier to attract people than going somewhere where they're not and then hoping you can somehow magically find them. And then number 4, what's the problem, the specific problem that you are going to help your audience solve? So those are 4 questions that you can dive into to help get specific on your marketing. And if you're ready to get serious about creating a consistent flow of new leads coming into your business and sales in your business, jump on over to today's show notes, again at themarketingfunnelshow.com/44, to take the marketing funnel quiz. I'll tell you the perfect marketing funnel with just a few simple questions. And it'll be the perfect marketing funnel for your business that you can apply your own skills and talents to. And I'll even give you free training on how to get that funnel up and running fast. Because here's the fun thing about funnels. You don't have to do anything specific. If you want to do podcasts for your funnel, awesome. If you want to do videos, fantastic. If you want to do a funnel that's purely written content, that's phenomenal. If you want to do a funnel where you're driving people to join a Facebook group of yours where you show up, fabulous. If you want to do a funnel where you, are getting people to a live event or anything like that, there is a funnel for you, and you can use your own natural skills and abilities to stay in connection. Because remember, 82% of online buyers want to consume 5 or more pieces of content. That doesn't mean 5 or more emails, 5 or more blog posts. That means any piece of content that you put together that helps them understand that you are the person that will help solve their problem. 82% of buyers. That's huge, my friends. That is huge. So jump on over and take the marketing funnel quiz at themarketingfunnelshow.com/44. I'll give you some free training on how to get your funnel up and running fast, and you can dive in and start really engaging and connecting with your audience. All right, I hope that you have an absolutely phenomenal week, and I will see you back here next week where we're going to talk about solving that problem. Same time, same place on another great episode of The Marketing Funnel Show. We'll talk soon. Bye.